Hi, welcome to the quiz. You will be presented with multiple choice questions, each displayed on screen for a short time. Please make sure to attempt answering all the questions. Quizzes help us to reinforce our knowledge, identify areas where we need to focus more, and improve our overall performance. Taking quizzes can also help to increase retention and make the learning process more engaging and enjoyable. With that out of the way, you can answer along on quizalto.com. The exact URL of this quiz will be in the notes down below. Let's get started. Good luck. What is a key feature of AWS Launch Wizard for application deployments? Limited scalability for applications. High cost for deployment. Automated resource provisioning. Manual deployment configurations. What is the purpose of AWS Launch Wizard? To simplify the deployment of third-party applications on AWS. To analyze cost optimization opportunities in AWS. To automatically provision and manage infrastructure resources. To provide machine learning algorithms for data analysis. What benefit does AWS Launch Wizard provide for Windows applications? Offers free licensing for Windows applications. Automates the setup and configuration of Windows applications on AWS. Provides real-time scaling of Windows applications. Guarantees 100% uptime for Windows applications. How does AWS Launch Wizard help customers optimize their deployments? By limiting the number of resources deployed. By enforcing strict deployment rules. By providing best practice recommendations. By offering unlimited resources. What role does AWS Launch Wizard play in deploying applications on AWS? Optimize network performance. Manage serverless architecture. Perform intrusion detection. Automate provisioning and deployment. What is a key benefit of leveraging AWS Launch Wizard for application deployment? Reduced manual efforts in deployment. Optimized cache performance. Integrated machine learning models. Enhanced hardware specifications. What is a key advantage of using AWS Launch Wizard? Limited support for different workloads. Reduces the complexity of deployment tasks. Requires manual setup of resources. Hard-coded configurations. What service can be integrated with AWS Launch Wizard to configure automated backup schedules during deployment? Amazon S3. AWS Backup. AWS CloudFormation. AWS Config. How can AWS Launch Wizard be accessed? Through the AWS Management Console. Through the AWS CLI only. By purchasing a separate tool. By writing custom scripts. What does AWS Launch Wizard automate in the application deployment process? Monitoring of application performance. Optimizing cost management. Manual testing of applications. Provisioning of resources. How does AWS Launch Wizard help simplify the migration of on-premises applications to AWS? By automatically converting code to AWS Lambda functions. By providing a guided process for setting up infrastructure. By migrating data without downtime. By offering discounted pricing for data transfer. What is an advantage of using AWS Launch Wizard for deployment? Requires extensive coding skills. Increases manual intervention. Reduces the time required for deployment. Focuses on complex setup tasks only. What is the recommended approach for using AWS Launch Wizard to deploy applications? Follow the step-by-step deployment wizard. Use the CLI for faster deployment. Manually configure each component for customization. Skip the configuration and let AWS handle it. How does AWS Launch Wizard help with resource provisioning? Provides recommended instance types based on application requirements. Offers on-demand resources with no limitations. Enforces strict resource quotas for cost control. Automatically scales resources based on user input. What is the benefit of using AWS Launch Wizard for application deployments? Slows down deployment process. Requires additional third-party tools. Increases overall cloud costs. Reduces manual error-prone setup steps. What is the primary goal of AWS Launch Wizard for applications deployed on AWS? Optimizing cost savings for deployments. Ensuring the applications are robust and highly available. Making applications dependent on third-party services. Increasing complexity of deployment processes. What is an advantage of using AWS Launch Wizard for application deployment? Increases application downtime. Streamlines the deployment process. Requires advanced programming skills. Limits the choice of deployment types. What is a key feature of AWS Launch Wizard? Manual configuration of resources. Automated, CloudFormation-based deployment. Limited scalability. On-premises deployment only. What is a key benefit of using AWS Launch Wizard for application deployment? Automated website testing. Increased network bandwidth for applications. Reduction of human error in application configurations. Enhanced database query performance. What is the primary benefit of using AWS Launch Wizard for application deployment? Requires extensive training to use AWS services. Reduces the time and effort required to deploy applications on AWS. Increases the cost of deploying applications on AWS. Limits the scalability of applications on AWS. What is the main advantage of using AWS Launch Wizard for application deployment? Reduced manual configuration errors. Increased replication of data. More complex deployment process. Enhanced security posture. What is a key benefit of using AWS Launch Wizard? Data encryption at rest. Predictive scaling of resources. Real-time monitoring and logging. Automated resource provisioning. What is a key feature of AWS Launch Wizard for SAP deployments? Provides compatibility with non-SAP applications only. Handles deployment, setup, and configuration of SAP applications on AWS. Enforces strict cost controls for SAP deployments. Offers unlimited storage for SAP applications. What is the purpose of AWS Launch Wizard? To create visualizations of data. To automate code deployments. To simplify the deployment of AWS infrastructure. To manage container orchestration. What does AWS Launch Wizard automatically provide during the application deployment process? Free testing environments. Managed instance monitoring. Recommended configurations based on best practices. Data encryption at rest. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.